Alright, Shalom. Alright, start this off, give all honor, praise, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai,
Wahak Shukah. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at the great millstone who were well. Peace and blessings to the brothers teaching the truth across the four corners of the earth where we have been scattered to due to the breaking of the covenant, which was a deal made by our forefathers with the Most High God, who people ignorantly call God, whose name is Yahweh. And to the rest of you believers out there, you women and children and friends of the prophets of the Israelite nation, which consisted of so-called blacks, aka Negroes, so-called Hispanics and Native American Indians. To you, we say peace and blessings as well. Shalom. Alright? Shalom, Waparaka. The devil not about to play fair, man. You know? You can't expect the devil to play fair. It's like that, I was sitting here meditating on it a little bit. It's like the dang, the movie Saw, you know? It's like Jigsaw. Real quick, if we can get the meaning for the Jigsaw. Jigsaw. Jigsaw, we can get the meaning for a jigsaw puzzle. What is a jigsaw puzzle? You know?
I got it.
Alright. Let's see. Okay, if you go ahead and bring this one up. And then what you read, what does a jigsaw puzzle represent?
It says some people say that the jigsaw.
You gotta say what it is.
Okay, kind of what the question say. This is a jigsaw. It says, what does a jigsaw puzzle represent? It says some people say that the jigsaw puzzle is a metaphor for life, a symbol of the challenges we face in our jobs, relationships, and health that often leave us confused and overwhelmed.
You see that? So, lo and behold, Jigsaw was the Edomite in that movie. You know, he's the devil, and he's just doing what devils do. You'll wake up in a room confused, right? Whole time he done lulled you to sleep, which is how you ended up in the room in the first place. Right? Let me get let me see that real quick. There's a few scriptures.
Okay, I got the same definition too.
Let me get 2 Corinthians 4:4. We start with that. You know, you can't expect, because that's what the devil is likened unto. He's likened unto a jigsaw puzzle, man. And a jigsaw puzzle is it says a metaphor for life, but Salakia.
Keep reading.
No, I just want to get this point. It's a symbol of the challenges we face in our jobs. And who gave you a job? You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me get that too. Deuteronomy 1:1, and let me get Deuteronomy 28, the one of all things. You know, who gave you a job? It says relationships and health, you know, and really, in the one of all things, you're gonna see relationships as well and health. And who challenges? Because they say a jigsaw challenges is a symbol. A jigsaw puzzle is a symbol of the challenges. Your normal challenges you run into, right? Challenges on the job, challenges in relationships, challenges in health. Why? Because the devil, the so-called white man, has his hand on everything. If you got Deuteronomy 1:1, you can go ahead and bring it up.
Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side of Jordan in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea, between Paran and Tophel, and Laban and Hazarath, and Dizahab.
Let me get Deuteronomy 28:48.
Come. This Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And who?
And he.
There you go. So let's get that one more time from the top.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want.
Hold on.
Come.
Alright, we just gonna get this posted. We're gonna get the jigsaw meaning posted up for you. Because this is a real critical part of this, man. You know, you can't expect the devil to play fair, man. Once again, what is the devil? What is it? Because he's compared to he's Jigsaw, man. He's Jigsaw from Saul. You know, you once you're playing, because what was the movie Saw about? You're basically playing the game for your life. You see, for salvation, which is to be delivered from your enemy, which is this guy. And as you can see, we have it right here. You know what I'm saying? But further going on, talk about the movie for those of you who've seen it and who haven't. The movie Saw was literally a movie based on fighting for your life from a guy who lulled you to sleep. You see? Because that's how you ended up. That's how you end up in the room. He actually got you before, and that's exactly what Esau did. And now you in his court. You see what I'm saying? You're subject to whatever he wants to do to you. You don't have the advantage anymore. He had the advantage. And the guy on that was behind it on the movie, on the film, his name was Jigsaw. And he was an Edomite, so-called white man. They say art imitates life, right? Well, that's the same situation for this, man. He would lull the people to sleep to show them so-called the importance of their life, and they would wake up in the room at his mercy, playing a game, a sick game for their life. You see? And it wasn't fair. There's nothing fair in that. I woke up in this room. I have no idea how I got here. Because you actually, in this, what does the room represent? This room is a situation that you're in under in his kingdom. Right? The room will be likened unto where your life is at in his kingdom, which is a part of his hand, if you will. You see? What your status will be tomorrow in the next seconds lies up to him. Because if these people want to press a bomb right now and shoot a nuke, guess what? One getting shot back over here. And you're subject to that. But he ain't going to tell you that. Because you're at the will and mercy of his hand. And if he do, it's too late. Why? Because you can't expect the devil to play fair. You see what I'm saying? But we just want to start the first part of that movie. When you look at that movie, he take you back and he shows you how you actually got into it in the first place. You see what I'm saying? How you got in the room in the first place. Let me get Deuteronomy 1 and 1 more time.
Come on. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1.
Yep.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan, in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea.
And what does that wilderness represent? You see what I'm saying? Let me get I believe that's Jeremiah. Salaki, Isaiah 43. Let me get 19. I mean, if you want to send it out, you could. Matter of fact, you want to hop in? Come on. It's up to you, though. Ain't no point in you bringing out stuff from the side. Just come on. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 43, verse 19.
God.
Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness.
Slow down. He will do what?
I will even make a way.
A what?
A way.
Go ahead.
In the wilderness.
What is the in the who?
In the wilderness.
In the wilderness. Keep going. So we're talking about the wilderness again. What is the wilderness? Go ahead.
And rivers in the desert.
And rivers in the what?
In the desert.
Right? And rivers. What does rivers consist of? Water. You see what I'm saying? In the what?
In the desert.
Now, what is the Salakia? The wilderness, the desert. Go ahead. Verse 20.
Come. Isaiah chapter 43, verse 20. The beast of the field shall honor me, the dragons and the owls, because I give waters in the wilderness.
He give what?
I give waters.
Because he give waters in the wilderness. You see? Because he said, go back to that 19th verse. He said he make a way in the wilderness. So now he's telling you what that means. Go ahead. Come on.
From the top.
Yeah, 19.
Isaiah chapter 43, verse 19. Behold, I will do a new thing.
You see, he's going to do a new thing. He said, listen, behold, go ahead.
Now it shall spring forth.
Now it's going to spring forth. Come on.
Shall ye not know it?
You're going to know. See, you're supposed to know this. Go ahead.
I will even make a way in the wilderness.
He said, I will even make a way in the wilderness. Keep going.
And rivers in the desert.
And rivers in the desert. Go ahead. He said he's going to make rivers. So he's going to make a way in the wilderness. And he's going to make rivers in the desert. So like it. Go ahead.
The beast of the field shall honor me.
The beast of the field. Let me get, what is the field? Because is this really talking about a wilderness? Is this really talking about a desert? Is this really talking about beast and field? No, it's talking about people, man. Let me get Matthew 13. 13 and like 37, I believe.
38, kind.
Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 38.
Mm-hmm.
The field is the world.
The field is the world, man. You see what world? The world of Esau. Now let's go back. So it's not talking about the actual field. Keep going.
Come on.
19. Jeremiah 43 and 19.
Isaiah chapter 43, verse 19.
Isaiah, Salaki.
Come on. Behold, I will do a new thing.
He said, I will do a new thing. Go ahead.
Now it shall spring forth.
Now it's going to spring forth. Go ahead.
Shall ye not know it?
You see? Now, what's the key word right there? Spring. What happens in spring? Three things grow. You see what I'm saying? New life comes. Spring forth. Then you have spring waters. Keep going. And then it says spring forth. Because what happens in spring? Flowers begin to blossom. They begin to bud forth. flowers and trees begin to bring forth fruit. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I will even make a way in the wilderness.
He said, I will even make a way in the wilderness. Matter of fact, can we get that word for wilderness real quick in the Hebrew? But keep going.
Con. And rivers in the desert.
He said, and on top of that, rivers in the desert. Go ahead. So what is him making? Okay, so he gonna put rivers in the desert. You don't see rivers in the desert. That's what he's saying. Matter of fact, we keep going. It's cool because I don't want to go too much other things.
The beast of the field shall honor me. The dragons and the owls, because I give waters in the wilderness.
That's actually talking about Jake being brought up. You know what I'm saying? Because Jake is compared to a desert. They tell you this in Ezekiel the 37th chapter on a deeper level. So the wilderness is confirmed on what it is right here. You see, Isaiah 43 and 20, the beast of the field shall honor me, and the dragons and the owls. Slaki, the dragons and the owls, because I give water in the wilderness. Who is the wilderness? Keep going.
And rivers in the desert.
And rivers in the desert. So that's what the way was when he said he's going to make a way in the wilderness, because he's going to give waters in the wilderness. That's the way. You see what I'm saying? Let me get John 7 and 38. We can start at 37. Now go ahead. And then he said on top of that, rivers in the desert. Who else? Who's the desert? It's gonna go ahead and tell you. Go ahead.
To give drink to my people, my chosen.
You see that? Our people, Jake is the wilderness in the desert, man. You know? How do we know that? Go ahead.
This is John chapter 7 and verse 37. It says, in the last day, that great day of the feast, Yahushua stood and cried, saying, if any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink.
Now what is the desert synonymous with? Dehydration. You know what I'm saying? No water. Jake is a desert. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Keep going. You so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians. Blacks, aka Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You know? You're compared to a wilderness in a desert. Go ahead.
He that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water.
See that? Now let's go back here.
Go on.
Isaiah 43 and 19 from the top.
Go on. Isaiah chapter 43, verse 19.
There's some quick edification. Go ahead.
Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth.
There go that spring. See? Go ahead.
Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness.
I will make a way. What's the word? Key word right there. In the wilderness. Let me get matter of fact, bring that back out one more time. What you just read. He said he's gonna make a way in the. He's gonna make a way in the wilderness. Read that part one more time. I will even make a way in the wilderness. Keep going. See, that's the key word. In. You're the wilderness, and we're going to tell you what is the way. What the way is. Keep going.
And rivers in the desert.
And rivers in the desert. You see, it's the same place. Go ahead.
The beast of the field shall honor me.
People, go ahead.
The dragons and the owls.
People, go ahead.
Because I give water in the wilderness.
Because I give water in the wilderness. The wilderness is gonna finally bring that wilderness and that desert is gonna bring forth water. Because he said I make a way in the wilderness. What is the way? The beasts of the field shall honor me. The dragons and the owls, because I give waters in the wilderness. You see? The wilderness is bringing forth water now. And the desert. Even though he already told you he's going to bring forth rivers. Go back to that John 7:37 one more time.
All right, this is John chapter 7, verse 37.
And then we can jump back to where he was at.
In the last day,
That should be clear, you know. Well, go ahead.
in the last day, that great day of the feast,
Mm-hmm.
Yahushua stood and cried, saying,
If any who?
if any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink.
Wilderness, desert. Go ahead.
He that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water.
Because the water is in you. If it's going to flow out, it has to be in you.
Correct.
You see that? So you're going to be able to be likened unto a wilderness that now brings forth water. Once a wilderness that's now bringing forth water. So who lives in the wilderness? Animals. Who's around the wilderness? Animals. You see? They're gonna be like, whoa. That's how they see us. We were like a wilderness, and now we're bringing forth water. You see? We were like a desert, and now we're bringing forth rivers, as he said. He said, out of his belly shall flow what?
It says, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water.
You see? Of what?
Of living water.
No, what kind of waters?
Rivers.
There you go, man. So you're the desert, man. We're the desert. We can go back.
God.
Not that no more. Where you was at before that?
Oh, God.
No, what you was last reading.
Yeah, that was it.
Deuteronomy,
1 and 1.
yeah, what was you reading before we got to the wilderness?
1 and 1 and then 28.
28, 48.
God. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger.
In what?
In hunger.
Go ahead.
And in thirst.
You see? So hold on. He said he's going to send an enemy against you. That's who Jigsaw is, man. He going to send the enemy in what?
In hunger.
In hunger.
And in thirst.
That's how you are when you're in that room. You see what I'm saying? When you're in that situation. When you're in the hands of Jigsaw, you need everything. You know what I'm saying? You don't have anything when you're in that room. You're at the will of his mercy. You know? Whatever he wants to do to you. If he want to give you a cup of water, he will. If he doesn't, he won't. You see what I'm saying? It's a sick game. So you can't expect for him to play fair with you. You already woke up like, what is this? You see what I'm saying? So that you can't expect the devil to play fair, man. He's not about to play fair. We're gonna get into what we're talking about in a minute. You know, it's time to start preparing now because these people are not putting out news. They're not telling us what's really going on. They're not even telling you they know a so-called black man is getting ready to come back, and he's your ancestor, and he's gonna put you to death and his pale self, man. He's not telling you none of that, man. He's not telling you his world is about to end. He's not telling you he's about to come put a lot of you to death. He's not telling you that, man. But you can't expect him to because he's the devil for one, and this whole thing is a game. You can't expect Jigsaw to play fair with you, man. Once you've been awakened to this, that goes for us, of the hopeful elect, man. You can't expect for the devil from this point on to really. We should have been at this point, but at this point on, we can't expect for the devil to play fair, man. You know. He'd say he finna shut everything down, and then right after that say it's martial law. You see what I'm saying? Mm. That's how the devil can get down, man. Nigga, Jigsaw had you locked up and then show you somebody else locked up in the other room. You know what I'm saying? That you know. If you don't get this, you're gonna. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it is, man. But go ahead and finish that, brother.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what I want.
Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness. Because
those people will have, see, it's spiritual. Because those people will have pretty much Jigsaw. He would basically seek these specific people out. You see what I'm saying? Like he was almost sent against them to show them something, to have them in the palm of his hands. Because his whole ideology was, you don't appreciate life. Now you have to play this sick game that it's not fair. You know what I'm saying? It's not even fair. Yeah, you messed up. See, that whole movie like unto the story of us. Yeah, we broke the commandments. But the hand in whom we find ourselves, the hand of whom we find ourselves in is, he not playing fair, man. He got he has a loaded hand, and you can't expect, when you playing cards, you expect your opponent to show you their hand. You see what I'm saying? No. Yeah, he got the upper hand the whole time. You could at least show it to me. Nah, that ain't how it go. You know? It already ain't fair, and it won't be fair to him. Because that's not, he's the devil. You see what I'm saying? Wait, I'm supposed to be the devil to not play fair, but then on top of that, you telling me, Lord, I gotta actually tell him stuff? You see what I'm saying? That ain't fair to him. That's not fair to his lot. On a deeper level. So you can't expect the devil to play fair, man. He's supposed to deceive you to get an advantage. Matter of fact, let me get that too. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead and finish that.
Con.
You take it from top.
Con. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee.
Keep going.
In hunger,
yep,
and in thirst, and in nakedness.
And in what?
And in nakedness.
No, and in thirst, and in nakedness. You see? Because the reason why we get in this scripture is because we have on the comment board, it says, what does a jigsaw puzzle represent? Some people say that the jigsaw puzzle is a metaphor for life. It says a symbol of the challenges we face. So he had the perfect name put upon him because he was bringing on people challenges that would get locked up in that room. He was the face of the challenges. You see what I'm saying? So his name was Jigsaw. It says a symbol of the challenges we face in our jobs, relationships, and health. So the so-called white man is Jigsaw himself, because in our hand, in his hand, is how we deal with all these things: jobs, relationships, and health. One more time on that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee.
Come on.
In hunger, and in thirst.
In hunger and in thirst. There go your health. Go ahead.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness. Not no understanding. Go ahead.
And in want of all things.
So your clothes, your clothing, your physical clothing, and your spiritual clothing. And in what?
And in want of all things.
And in what? How many things?
Want of all things.
And all things. So that's your job. That's your relationship. That's your health. All that's said in that. You see what I'm saying? So you locked up in a room. You're in a situation where this guy have you at his begging mercy. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. And he just so happens to represent the challenge. You see what I'm saying? His name is Jigsaw. His name is Esau. The damn devil. Now, do devils play fair? No. Go ahead, bring that out.
This is 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. It says,
you gotta read up some, bro.
So like 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us.
Lest Satan should what?
Should get an advantage of us.
Let me get Revelation 18. Keep reading, brother.
For we are not ignorant of his devices.
In fact, 12 and 8. Revelation 12 and 8. One more time on that, brother.
2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us.
Nah.
For we are not ignorant of his devices.
Lest who should get an advantage of us?
Lest Satan should get an advantage of us.
Go ahead, bring that up.
Con, this is Revelation.
Now, who is Satan? Because the lesson is titled The Devil. You see? Well, listen to this. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. And the great dragon.
And the what?
The great dragon.
You see about that dragon again. You see?
was cast out.
Mm-hmm.
That old serpent
Mm-hmm. It's a compilation of many beasts. Go ahead.
called the devil.
The old serpent, so that dragon, the old serpent, go ahead, called the what?
Called the devil.
One more time on it from the top.
Con. Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out. That old serpent called the devil.
Called the what? Called the devil. You see that? Called the devil.
Con.
Go ahead.
And Satan.
And look, and Satan. It's the same person. You see that? Go ahead, brother. Bring that back up.
Kind of 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11, it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us.
Lest Satan should get an advantage of us. The devil. The so-called white man. You see? Oh, it's not a man? One more time on that from the top, brother.
Con.
All the way through.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
And the great dragon was cast out.
Mm-hmm.
That old serpent called the devil.
Called the devil. Go ahead.
And Satan.
There you go.
Which deceiveth the whole world.
That's his job, man. Is there an event? His job is to have an advantage over you, aka not be fair. Can we get the definition of not fair? The meaning of not fair. You know what I'm saying? What does not fair mean? You see? Let's see if we can, cause if the devil isn't fair, right? It should line up with the scriptures we bringing out. You got something? Meaning of not. Matter of fact, just get meaning of fair.
So you put unfair.
Yeah, unfair. Come. Go ahead.
Kind of. This is unfair. It says, not based on or believing according to the principle of equality and justice.
You see? So that's what unfair means. It ain't about, I don't deal with principles of equality. I don't deal with that. Go ahead.
It says unkind, inconsiderate.
Man, I might want to tell them about how I want to put this chip in, and they the Israelites, and they don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I might want to tell my enemy, I'm about to sack you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we running 42 blitz. You know what I'm saying? We're doing an all-out blitz. So you might want to run a shotgun formation. Man, get out of here, bro. Go ahead.
Kind of says, or unreasonable.
We stupid even thinking that. The devil gonna be fair.
And the name means to deceive.
You said, what's the last word you said?
Or unreasonable.
He don't reason. He's not gonna reason. That's pretty much what you're doing, man. We gotta reason amongst each other. You can't reason with the devil. You like, I'm Satan, right? You know what I'm saying?
Look, it's a not following the rules of a game or sport.
Of a what?
Not following the rules of a game.
Of a game. See, there go that jigsaw, man. There go that saw. It's a game. It's a sick game. The room is compared to the situation you are in, aka your life, your current state, where you are right now and where you possibly could be at next week. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're in a room of possibly being evicted by Esau, aka Jigsaw, the damn devil. You know what I'm saying? If he wants to put out another I think it's a moratorium, which is when they, matter of fact, can you get that word real quick, brother? Moratorium. Let's get that word real quick. Be quick on it while the spirit, on it. Moratorium. That's all I got. I get my joint too.
How do you spell that?
M-O-R. Moral. Here it is. Moratorium.
Moratorium. Moratorium. Moratorium.
A temporary prohibition of an activity. So it's when someone prohibits a certain activity. Like what? It says an indefinite moratorium on the use of drift nets. It's a ban. You got the words right here. As far as synonyms to moratorium are embargo, ban, prohibition, suspension, postponement, stay, stoppage, halt, freeze, standstill. So you are in the room of possibly being evicted by the so-called white man, the damn devil, because he wanted to create this thing in his mind called the coronavirus 19. You know what I'm saying? To where you couldn't go to collect money to be able to pay Caesar. You couldn't go pay Caesars to give back to him, to give back to Caesar. You couldn't go collect Caesars, right? George Washington's, Benjamin Franklin's, Thomas Jefferson's. You couldn't collect none of these things to give back to the so-called white man in order to keep what you have. That's the room you in, that's the situation you in, right? Unless he wants to give you a moratorium, just like Jigsaw, right? He can extend your 30 seconds from the damn mag snapping your damn head off your body. You know what I'm saying? Or he can just, as soon as 30 seconds up, that's it. You see what I'm saying? And that's the time we coming into. You can't expect for him to keep putting these moratoriums out, man. These stoppages on walls. Since, you know, people have been laid off and it's a serious fake thing we made up called the coronavirus. He already deceiving you anyway, because it don't even exist. So you can't expect for him to keep playing along with you. He's already playing with you. You see what I'm saying? You can't expect that. Because a lot of people in the movie Saw, they eventually wake up. They'll be like, F it. I'm just gonna cut my foot off. You know what I'm saying? You're not finna kill me. I'm not finna lose to you. Cause then he'll bring in your daughter or something like that. You see, that's how this what we in. This the room you in, man. You can't expect for the devil to play fair with you, man. You can't expect for Jigsaw to play fair with you. This is how you want to be thinking. You know? And there's another one, let me get a little bit more. Yeah, legal authorization to debtors to postpone payment. You see? That's what he's been doing. That's why a lot of people ain't been evicted yet, but a lot of people have been evicted. But once he stopped these things called moratoriums, right, that's at the will of Esau's mercy. If he want to do that, he can have that mercy. You see what I'm saying? If that's the father veto, like, okay, if you want to do that, you can. Like, he gave him he ordained for him to, if he wants to do that, he can. Or if he don't have to. He put that will on him. So if they be like, everybody getting evicted. You see? That's the situation you in. You got it. Rest on that.
I was gonna say, this one right here.
It's a specific thing I was trying to do with it too.
It's an example of it.
Go back to the go back to the one you just had. No, the definition. Because you can't expect for the devil to be fair with you. So the brother's the brother getting unfair. You got some so the last thing you left off, you can pick up back there.
They say for unfair, not following the rules of a game or a sport.
You see? Now, can we get some synonyms to it? Probably hit translation and more definition.
So where?
We'll just put in synonyms to unfair. You know? Let's just see, because if he's truly not unfair, they should all line up with the scriptures. You know? You can't expect for the devil to be fair, man.
Says unjust, unequal, unprincipled, dishonorable, improper, unbalanced, unethical, unlawful.
See?
Bad.
What are these? So you can't even expect the devil to be lawful with you, and we got scriptures on that.
Deceitful.
Let me get this dude.
Vile. Wicked. Vicious.
Matter of fact, let me get. He said vile. You said vile. You can't expect for the devil to not be vile. Get the hold that. Grab that. Like click on it. Vile. Yeah. What you got on vile? Hebrews 12 and 16.
I said it just gave me other words. Boy, I got you. Vile. It says extremely unpleasant.
Let's give him a little bit more.
morally bad, wicked,
You can't expect for the devil not to be morally bad, wicked. How you gonna expect for the devil not to be wicked?
of little worth or value.
You see? Go ahead.
It's Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16.
And those are definitions for what again?
Vile.
For vile. Go ahead.
Lest there be any fornicator
Mm-hmm.
or profane person
Mm-hmm.
as Esau,
Mm-hmm.
who for one morsel of meat
Mm-hmm.
sold his birthright.
Mm-hmm.
Keep on going.
Profane. Let me see that. That ain't even it. Matter of fact, let's get the Hebrew word on that real quick. I get it. Let me just get go ahead and bring that back out. What you just had, brother. That 2:11, Second Corinthians 2:11. Let me get Isaiah 2.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us.
You see, because his point is to be unfair. You see that? Now let's get that. Let's get the word for advantage then. This should tie in. You see what I'm saying? Advantage. You just could have did a regular one. Next time, just you can do it. Just hold it from the joint. Just click straight in. That's crazy.
I got you.
Go ahead.
It says, for advantage, it says a condition or circumstance that puts one in a favorable or superior position.
How you gonna expect the king not to be fair? You know what I'm saying? He unequal with you. Go ahead.
It says put a favorable or more favorable position.
Get the first. Yeah.
It says to get the edge, the lead, ahead, trump card.
See? So that's what so if you go back to that, go ahead and get the rest of them.
It says
No,
dominance.
no, that's cool. Edge, lead, head, trump card. So, okay, Con. Now you can go back to the scripture real quick. So this is telling us the devil's job is to make sure it's not fair. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what advantage means. Go ahead.
He's trying to get the drop on this.
Yeah, he's trying to get the drop on us. Exactly.
This is 2 Corinthians 2 and 11 says,
Uh-huh.
lest Satan
Uh-huh.
should get an advantage of us,
Right.
for we are not ignorant of his devices.
You see that? You got that? Oh, it's locking.
Isaiah 2.
Let me get the other one. It's cool. 4 and 4. Mm-hmm. He got it. The next one.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not.
You see? He blinded your mind, man. That's how he actually gets you into that room. You see? Because we kind of run around, you know what I'm saying, the world a little bit. But it's all good because it's all to the point. You know? One more time on that, brother. Salaki.
It says 2 Corinthians 4 and 4.
And we're going to go into it.
In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not,
You see?
lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of God, should shine onto them.
So that's the devil's job, man. The God of this world is a so-called white man, man. The devil. You see? He's blinded your mind. That's how he got you in the room in the first place. That's how he got you in the situation in the first place, by trusting in him. Let me get Isaiah 31. You see what I'm saying? Let me get also Isaiah let me get Psalms. You can hold. You see what you still hold? Hebrews.
Isaiah 2 and then the Hebrews.
Drop the Isaiah. Well, drop the Hebrews.
Okay.
We come back to that. Let me get Psalms 28. So when you get it, brother,
Con.
go ahead.
Start from top.
Where you at? Isaiah 30. Yeah. Yep. That's
Con.
it.
This is Isaiah chapter 31 and verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and
You see that? Go ahead.
Con, and stay on horses,
Mm-hmm.
and trust in chariots,
Mm-hmm.
because they are many,
Mm-hmm.
in the horsemen, because they are very strong.
You see that?
But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel."
You see that? So let me get you got sent off, man. That's how you ended up in this room in the first place, man. This room of him destroying you, and if he don't destroy you, it's gonna be how about Shemel Shah that ultimately gets you. Because you was trusting in Egypt. You was trusting in horses, you was trusting in flesh. Let me get let's get another one. Jeremiah 17 and 9. You got it?
28:5.
Go ahead, brother.
Con. This is Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "The heart is deceitful above all things."
Salaki. Jump to I believe that's 4. Jump up a little bit. 5.
Con.
Mm-hmm.
This is Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 5. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh,
Mm-hmm.
Cursed be the man that trusteth in man."
Cursed be the man that trusted in man. You see? So you when he come to knock, you gonna be nothing. You gonna have nothing. He put you in this situation. See, America falling, and you was invested in America this entire time. Now look, now you have nothing. You see, when his banks close and you can't go to your bank to get your money out, guess what? That's your shit. That's the room you in. Jigsaw. You see, that's an obstacle now. How you gonna get out of that, man? You know what I'm saying? That's why he said, "Cursed be the man that trusted in man." You really think this dude gonna not come to knock? Let me get Isaiah. Matter of fact, go ahead, brother.
Con, this is Psalm chapter 28, verse
Let me
3.
get Isaiah 2 and 22. And then, what was you reading before this, brother? Go ahead, brother.
Draw me not
Always
away
go ahead.
with the wicked
No,
and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors.
Look, one more time on that from the top.
Psalm chapter 28, verse 3. Draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity.
See, draw me not what?
Away with the wicked.
So the wicked is about to leave. He is begging on. Why would you be begging a Jigsaw and he the wicked? Well, the Most High said Jigsaw about to go away. You see that? You see? So cursed be the man that trusted in man. You do everything he said. He lied to you. He send you off. You see that? That's your stead now. Meaning your place of stay. Meaning the situation you in. Meaning where your life is at. You see? Go ahead.
Psalm chapter 28, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Draw me not away with the wicked
Mm-hmm.
and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts.
Let me get that 2 Corinthians 2 and 11 one more time.
Okay.
Go ahead. You there?
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should
No,
get..."
the other one, 4 and 4. So
Okay, fine. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 4. "In whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them..."
They say half blinded. That's how you in this situation in the first place. You see? Your mind was already blinded. You got deceived. Keep going.
"Have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach,
Cool.
who is the image of God, should shine unto them."
Go ahead. Bring that back up.
Psalm chapter 28, verse 3. Draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace in their neighbors.
See, that's the blind. He blinds you. How? Go ahead.
But mischief in their hearts.
You see? He got a plan for you, man. He on the news smiling. He talking about, yeah, the vaccine, we're going to take good care of you. How can you expect for the devil to be fair, man? How? How can you expect for him to not to get the advantage on you? That's what the scriptures say. How can you expect for him to, which is not fair? How can you expect for him to not be fair with you? He's trying to create an advantage. You over there like, wait a minute, devil, I thought we was equal. I thought we was all a human race.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I'm a law-abiding citizen. You really believe that crap, man? He the devil, man.
I'm an American.
You know, Jay like to sing that one song off of Remember the Titans. Why can't we be friends?
Yeah, exactly. And I got one more.
I got some. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9.
Where you at? Go ahead, bring it up.
This 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of power? Be not deceived. Neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind.
Yeah. Con. Go ahead, speak on it.
Righteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God. So he's saying, be not deceived. Don't be deceived by the unrighteous. By none of the unrighteous.
Con. Let me get also Isaiah 32 and 8. See that? Matter of fact, 32 and 5. Isaiah, Jeremiah 17 and 5. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 5.
That's right.
Thus saith the Lord Yahweh,
Mm-hmm.
Cursed be the man that trusteth in man.
So the kingdom is not going to come to the man that's ruling right now. You see what I'm saying? So that's perfect. You know? So here you are trusted in him when he's about to come to naught. There's already a new kingdom being promised. You need to be looking for that. Not looking for this one. Jake looking for this one and it's gone. It's sinking. You know? So you putting all your investment here. Matter of fact, let me get Matthew 6. Matthew 6. Lay not up for yourself treasures. Go ahead.
Keep reading.
Yeah.
It says, Cursed be the man that trusteth in man,
Yeah.
and maketh flesh his arm.
You see? Why? Because Isaiah 2 and 22. Why? It's going to tell you.
He's going to keep trying to take me out the habit. This is Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 22. Cease ye from man.
Cease ye from man. You see? You need to become dead to dealing with man. This so-called white man. You see? The devil. Go ahead.
Whose breath is in his nostrils.
His breath is in his nostrils. Go ahead.
For wherein is he to be accounted of?
You see? He going to perish away. Let me get Isaiah 43. 43 and 6, I believe.
Bring this Matthew up.
Yeah, you got it.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal.
Where you at?
6 and 19.
Okay.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 19.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
It's on Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth.
You see? But he telling you to do that because he blinded your mind. You know what I'm saying? They telling, look, he telling you to store up goods. And we going to 2nd Ezra 15. Can we get 2nd Ezra 15? 2nd Ezra 15. He telling you to store up goods and go do this and all of that. And matter of fact, bring that back out. Yeah, 15 and you go ahead, brother.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal.
You see? Mm-hmm. But he telling you to do that. Let me get verse 18.
It says 2nd Ezra 15 to verse 18.
Start at 19. Get straight to it.
15 and 19, it says, A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword.
But he telling you, just go get your kids some food. Just go store up for the, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Go ahead.
And spoil their goods.
And do what?
And spoil their goods.
When you going to stack up, store up just for somebody else to have it. You see? Go ahead.
Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Because this same devil who told you to store up, because he knew he was going to close the imports down for food to come in, right? He telling you to store up. People finna come get your food because this same devil who told you store up like it's about to be good, stopping them from eating. You see? So it's like a double whammy, man. I mean, this is outright treason, man. You cannot put your trust in these people no more, man. You can't expect for them to. You gotta be double. You gotta be looking for the news. You see what I'm saying? Like the news of the news, because they're not even bringing everything out, man. They talking about to do another shutdown. They said the stores is expecting another wave of people trying to store up. So the damn grocery store, see, that's prophecy right there. One more time on that, brother. You know what I'm saying?
This says 2nd Esdras 15 and 9 or 19. It's a lot. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses.
So we coming into the times where people don't gonna give a damn about your safe. You know what I'm saying? About your savings in your piggy bank at home. I need that. About your bunker for when times get real bad. People ain't hearing that, man. But he telling you, he putting those type of thoughts out here, movies out here. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't putting out the rest of the matter. People gonna run in your joint. Go ahead.
But shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
You see? Because it's about to be so bad out here in such hard times. And I want to get jump to 49. Jump to 48. Woo. Matter of fact, jump to 47. You know what? Jump to 46. Go ahead.
2nd Esdras 15 and verse 46.
Man.
And thou, Asia.
Who?
And thou, Asia.
You see? You so-called Moabites and Ammonites out there. Go ahead.
That art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. Woe be unto thee, thou wretched, because thou hast made thyself like unto her.
See that?
And hast decked thy daughters in whoredom.
You bring your daughters over here to be like Americans, like Britney Spears. You know what I'm saying? You're screwed too. The devil deceived everybody, man. He got everybody. He said we go bring that back out. They said he deceived the whole world, man. Go ahead.
That they might please and glory in thy lovers.
You see? That what?
That they might please and glory in thy lovers.
Man, he said, and has decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they, your daughters, might please and glory in thy lovers. You want your daughter Ming Lee to bring home John White. You know what I'm saying?
White Goodman.
You know? That's what they want. Go ahead.
It says, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee.
You see? Because America wants your goods, man. They want your technology. They want everything people have to offer for their gain and motives. Go ahead.
Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions.
So you in a bad stead now, realizing, damn, I was really invested in this 401k. Damn, I was really invested in a career. Ellen, you thought you was gonna go work for Ellen DeGeneres. The Lord bringing out how they treat Jake on that show. You see what I'm saying? The Lord hates this place, man. He hates these people. The devil has one job, and that's to deceive and to make everything unfair. You see? But you was believing in him. You got your mind blinded to where now you see how much. See, what we're reading is the unfairness of the devil. He didn't tell you he was the devil. He didn't verbatim tell you he was the devil. He told you, but he told you indirectly because he's the devil. You see?
That fine print.
He painted himself. He told you the devil was red. And he stand in front of your cameras 24/7, red as a damn fruit punch pack of Kool-Aid, man. Damn Kool-Aid, man. You know? Go ahead.
Connor says, thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions, Therefore saith God.
So now you find yourself in an unfair situation. Wait, no fair. Wait, they were the devil. Wait, hold on. Please, don't destroy me. So for us, that's in the truth. We gotta be thinking that on the high level. We can't expect for the devil he's gonna give us time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He said he come down with wrath, knowing he have but a short time, man. He know that. Go ahead.
It says, I will send plagues upon thee.
So now it's our job to know that he's not finna be fair with us, man. We can't expect any truth to come out from this guy. You know what I'm saying? To have us on point. You know what I'm saying? We can only look to this. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, brother.
Widowhood, poverty, famine,
Brother bringing out something.
sword, and pestilence, to waste thy house with destruction and death.
One more time on that from the top.
It says, 2 Esdras 15 and 49, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy house, to waste thy houses with destruction and death.
Why? Because the brother bringing out the precepts. Could have read these, brother, but we got these, man. It say 2 Esdras 12 and 15, Egypt shall mourn. So that's who you're following. Let me get Revelation 11 and 8. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. So if you're following Egypt and you have your works like Egypt, that's what's going to happen to you. You see what I'm saying? You following the so-called white man. See, he didn't tell you, I have a destruction waiting for me, right? If you do what I do. My works are hated, right? Everything I do, right? So the Lord hates your 401k. Truth be told, he hates your college degree. He hates all these things, man. Matter of fact, let me get Psalms to show you the unfairness of the devil. Let me get Psalm 63. Psalm 63. You got that 11 and 8? Revelation?
Psalm 63.
Go ahead.
Bring it up.
Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also...
Which spiritually is called what?
Sodom and Egypt.
Sodom and Egypt. You see? So what place is that? This is a place, according to God, that's known as Sodom and Egypt to him. You see that? So what place is that, man? The place that the brother's posting about. It's America, man. And what's written that's going to happen in Egypt? Egypt shall mourn. What's going on right now? And the foundation, look, the foundation, the very thing you founded yourself on. You see? It say, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring, Yahweh Ba'Shem shall bring upon it. It says, they that till the ground shall mourn. You see, you working hard. That's that 401k, man. You go to work for 20 years straight, 10 years straight to just have all that money taken from you. I seen it. I was at these people's plants, man. You got dudes that had $80,000 put up waiting for them to retire, and they losing $30,000 in 2 days, man. And you can't get it back. Why? Because the Most High hates this place, man. But anyway, it says, and punishment that God shall bring upon it, Yahweh Ba'Shem shall bring upon it. It says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail. You see? Let me get Ephesians 6. I believe that's 3.
Ephesians 6.
6 and 3. Real quick. Real quick. Ephesians 6 and 3. Salaki, ain't it? Damn, what is that? I think it's 11. No, they ain't it either. No, I think it's you're gonna reap what you sow. What is that? Matter of fact, that's Galatians, I believe. 6 and 11. 6 and damn, what is that? Yep, 6 and 7. Galatians 6 and 7. Galatians 6 and 7. So let me read that one more time, just to refresh everybody. It says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail. Why? Everything you working on, man. You reap nothing. You sow nothing. You gonna reap nothing. That's what this is. It's nothing. Go ahead.
Con.
6 and 7 all we do.
Con. This is Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Be not deceived.
Oh my goodness. Woo, man. Go ahead. That's tough right there. Go ahead.
The Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
So if you sow nothing, you're gonna reap nothing, man. What have you people been sowing? Well, I went to school to get my bachelor's degrees for 3 years, and I'm looking to be making about 100K a year, but you owe 600,000 back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even counting interest on that loan. You see, you went to school on loan to make 100,000 a year, right? And you knew by the time you graduated, you would be in debt 600,000 or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you was still in school. By the time you actually graduate, it's probably at 800,000. But you talking about you about to make $100,000 a year. By the time you graduate, you 28, you 30. Well, the interest goes up, I believe, just as you live, as it sits, even if you're paying it off, right? You at 800,000. If you're making 100,000 a year, that's not even that's before tax. You have expenses. So so it's impossible. You're gonna spend 8 years, right, paying them back. At that point, you like 42. Matter of fact, yeah, you damn near 40. But you took too long. The longer you pay it back, the more you end up paying them. You still got 300,000 left. So it's a complete debt. You lost your car. You see what I'm saying? Because you have to forfeit a payment on your car note to pay the school bill back. Because everybody prioritize different. You might think paying your school debt off is better than paying your car note. You finished, man. One more time on that. Galatians 6 and 7, man. You can't make this up, man. You can't expect the devil to be fair, man.
This is Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
You see? So if you sow nothing, you're going to reap nothing. It's going to tell you that. Go ahead.
For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reapeth corruption.
Because the flesh is corrupt, man. Don't these bodies perish? Aren't these bodies flesh? You see? You're damn. If you leave your degree in water, it'll disappear. You know what I'm saying? That's how corruptible all this crap is. And he told you, he said, yeah, this is give me 600,000 for this. But if you sit it in some water, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? A piece of paper. Bring that out, brother.
Con.
Start at 8.
This is Psalm chapter 62, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
My soul followeth hard after thee.
So those that have true understanding and understand these things, we just gotta lock in with the Most High, brother. You know what I'm saying? He said, my soul, what?
My soul followeth hard after thee.
After who?
After thee.
Go ahead.
Thy right hand upholdeth me.
You see? That's the angels, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, because you get access to that right hand when you come into Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah and become rooted. Go ahead.
But those that seek my soul to destroy it.
You see, but those that seek my soul to destroy it, Jigsaw, Esau, go ahead.
Shall go into the lower parts of the earth.
Go ahead. Because remember, he's deep. The heart of every one of them is deep.
Con.
You see? Go ahead.
They shall fall by the sword.
Where you at? 62?
Con.
And verse what?
I just read 9.
That ain't 62, brother. Psalms?
So I call it 63.
But that's by the spirit. Go ahead. 62 and 8.
Con. Psalms chapter 62, verse 8.
Yeah.
Trust in him at all times.
Trust in who?
Trust in him
Yep.
at all times.
Because we hearing, okay, the devil he was never meant to be fair. And we know it's a man. If you can, brother, let me get Revelation 12 and 8. Go ahead. No, not you. Go ahead. Keep going. Go ahead.
Psalm chapter 62, verse 8. Trust in him at all times, ye people. Pour out your heart before him.
You see? Pour out your what?
Pour out your heart before him.
One more time on that from the top.
Psalm chapter 62, verse 8.
Uh-huh.
Trust in him at all times.
Who's the him? Yahweh. Go ahead.
Ye people.
And when you trust, you completely commit yourself to. Because committing yourself to the devil, you're going to be left in an unfair situation. But see, when you come in Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh Shai, he's put in an unfair situation. Esau, we got to drop on him. You know what I'm saying? We know the things he's going to do to create an advantage for himself. You see what I'm saying? We know these things. Let's get an example. Go ahead.
Come. Pour out your heart before him.
Go ahead.
The Most High is a refuge for us.
See that? Go ahead. Let's get an example, though. Of some things he's going to do to get the advantage of people. Go ahead.
Surely,
go ahead.
Surely men.
Surely who?
Men.
Go ahead.
Of low degree.
Of what?
Of low degree.
Of low what?
Low degree.
Go ahead.
Are vanity.
That your degree is nothing. Go ahead.
And men of high degree
are
a lie.
A man of what?
Of high degree.
So if you got all 33 degrees of masonry, means nothing. It means nothing. Men of high degree. You got your associates, your bachelors, you got them doctors, your PhD, whatever it may be, man. You see what I'm saying? It means nothing. And then if you don't have any degree, you mean nothing. Because it says surely men of low degree. You see? You don't want to be of no degree. But in this world, it's a play on that word degree. And that play on the word degree is the high ones. You see? Your college degrees, your degrees in the Masonic temple, if you will. You know? That's all high degree. And degree just means to be on the level. That's all it means. Do we have the true degree right here? When you look up that word degree. You see what I'm saying? Let that brother handle that, brother. Yeah. Let him handle that. That's what he do. Go ahead.
Surely men of low degree are vanity.
Come.
And men of high degree are a lie.
You see? Go ahead. Revelation 12 and 8.
Come. It says, Revelation chapter 12, verse 8. And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And a great...
Because they're hated. The so-called white man is hated, right? The one that's deceiving everybody. So, to nutshell that, you've been duped if you thought your degree amounted to something. No matter if you had all of them. You see what I'm saying? Like, you've been duped. Now, we know that's something that the so-called white man uses to get the advantage on people. He kicks that degree to them. You see what I'm saying? You get your degree? Yeah, if you will watch somebody you know go spend all their life in college getting their degrees just to not even go into the field in which they study.
That's more than often.
Who sells that to you? The same people. Can I get 2 Corinthians 4 and 4, man? The same man right here. Go ahead. 12 and 8.
Come. This is Revelation chapter 12 verse 8. It says, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven.
Keep going.
And a great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil.
Called the devil.
And Satan.
And Satan.
Which deceiveth the whole world.
The whole who?
The whole world.
No, just your block.
The whole world.
No, just your city.
The whole world.
Just Afghanistan.
The whole world.
The whole world, man. Because everybody follows what these people do, man. And we just read it. He said Asia. This dude got Asia. And then when you go on this, when you go to that 16th chapter, matter of fact, let me get 2 Ezra 16. You know what I'm saying? So how can you expect the devil to be fair with you? You sitting at home like the Everest commercial. I'm talking to you. You sitting at home. You know what I'm saying? How can you expect him to be fair with you? And this dude won't even be, he's not fair with the entire earth, man. The world, right? The inhabitants, because the world is his world. So that's talking about the whole earth, you know? So don't get confused with John 16. There's many worlds. In this sense, it's talking about the world in its entirety, man. Because Esau run the world. And the world, his world, you found in every single place on the planet Earth down there. You know what I'm saying? This dude's doctrine has went across the damn globe, and it tells you that. 16 and 1.
Right. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, and Asia.
And who?
And Asia.
Keep going.
Woe be unto thee, Egypt, and Syria.
And who?
And Syria.
Look, nations. Go ahead.
Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair.
Yep.
Bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
Why? Because all these places follow after the so-called white man. Let me get 2nd Ezra 15 and 20.
Right.
Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to how do you say that?
Reverence.
So like, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun.
You see, because they reverence the so-called white man now. All the kings of the earth. That's why that's written like that. How do we know that? This is Revelation 17 and 1. It says, and there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. A bunch of people, with whom the kings, see, of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth, see, not just the world, the earth, man, have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. You lost, man. You wake up drunk, because that's how Jigsaw get you. A lot of those people that end up in those rooms, they was probably partying or something. You know what I'm saying? He caught you slipping. Now you chained the hell up. You know what I'm saying? Spiritually drunk, don't know what's going on. And he working all this, man. You know? You trying to figure out how the hell these people have gotten your home, standing at the end of your bed with an AK-47. Come on, let's go. You know what I'm saying? You trying to figure that out. They got the drop on you, but we got the drop on them doing that. But the people won't listen to us. We gotta listen to us. You know what I'm saying? We gotta listen to what the Spirit say. You know?
Keep on.
No, that's it. You got that? 4 and 4.
God.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4.
Let me get.
In whom the God of this world
I said 32.
hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine into them.
You see? So that's it, man. So the situation your life is in is due to the devil. And you heard, damn, he was set up to just not be, he was set up to just not be forthcoming. Because he's not fair. He's trying to get the advantage. Where did that word vile come from? The brothers remember, how do we get to the word vile as far as definition?
Unfair, I think.
It was it from unfair?
Okay.
A synonym to unfair? Or was it something else?
Advantage, maybe? No, I think it was unfair.
It's
It
all
was-
good.
It was unfair, because we were looking for the synonyms to unfair, and then vowel came up.
Okay, go ahead. You get the scripture. Matter of fact, yeah, just get the scripture first, then we go back to that. But if you've been paying attention, you should know. You know?
This is Isaiah chapter 32, verse 5.
Come on.
The vile person.
The what?
The vile person.
The vile person. That's the scripture I wanted. Go ahead.
Shall be no more called liberal.
They be like, man, this place. They talking about something. Because what is liberal? It means it promotes, it denotes freedom. Go ahead and hold that. You know what I'm saying? It denotes freedom. What do they have? The Statue of Liberty. What do they have? Well, I'm proud to be an American. That song always stuck with me because it's just some crap. You know, liberal. Go ahead.
It says, willing to respect or accept behavior or opinions different from one's own.
Yeah, freedom of speech. You see that?
Open to new ideas.
Freedom of speech. You see that? You have the right to. It denotes freedom. Go ahead.
A supporter of policies that are socially progressive.
It also denotes we're equal. You see what I'm saying? What is the title? The devil you can't expect him to be fair, man. He is not about to be fair. Going forward, as all hell is set, it's literally being set up to break loose. How can we, at this point, expect for him to play fair? This is a game of Jacob versus Esau. Not even just Jacob, the elect versus Esau. You see what I'm saying? The elect versus the so-called elite, the elite bankers, if you will. So we can't even carry ourselves in this way no more. You got more on that?
Connor says
This was the meaning to liberal, man. Go ahead.
A supporter of policies that are socially progressive and promote social welfare.
You see, social welfare. We're all equal. Everyone gets their chance and fair shot. Now let's go back to that. The scripture. Go ahead.
Connor says a supporter of a political or social philosophy that promotes individual rights, civil liberties, democracy, and free enterprise.
It's all bull crap, you see? Because that's what they say. That's what America say they stand for, democracy and philosophy and all this. They're not for everyone's philosophy. They're for their own. Go ahead.
Connor.
The devil, right? The Edomite race. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 32, verse 5.
Led by Amalek, the head tribe. Go ahead. The fake Jews. Go ahead.
The vile person shall be
the what?
The vile person shall be no more called liberal.
Because you see now. Keep going.
Nor the churl said to be bountiful.
Nor the what?
No, the churl said to be bountiful.
What does churl mean? Let's get that real quick. Churl. What does it mean to be churl?
It says, an impolite or mean-spirited person.
So one more time. Matter of fact, get all of it. Yeah, you got it. From the top.
Connor says, churl. An impolite and mean-spirited person. What's that say? Miser? A miser? Miser?
Yeah, let me skip that.
A person of low birth, a peasant.
You find out the so-called white man, he Esau. You know what I'm saying? The elders are said to serve the younger. But here it is. Jake's scared of him because he got the sword. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got the sword. But he also said he's going to serve the younger with Jacob. You see what I'm saying? So why would you be scared of this dude, man? Look, the devil was never set up to be fair from the beginning. He was given the blessing of the sword, not Jake. Yeah, that's cool. You know, matter of fact, get that. What you just read.
This one?
No, the other one. Go ahead.
It's
be quick history, just to abreast people. Go ahead.
It says for churl, a medieval peasant.
A medieval peasant. Now another term for medieval, like the medieval times, is the Dark Ages, when so-called blacks ruled Europe. You see what I'm saying? When the Jews ruled Europe, the real Jews. So who would have been who would have been a peasant during that time? You see that? Let's go back to the scripture.
This is Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
The vile person shall be no more called liberal,
Mm.
but the churl said to be bountiful.
Go ahead.
For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Most High.
You see? Oh my goodness. Go jump back to his 6. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 32, verse 6.
Yeah.
And for the vile person will speak villainy. Did I say that right?
Yeah, villainly. He's a villain. You see what I'm saying?
Villainy, and his heart will work iniquity.
And his heart will work iniquity. His mind. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
To practice hypocrisy.
Isaiah 10.
To practice hypocrisy.
And Psalms 94 and 20.
And to utter error against the Lord Yahweh.
You see? To practice hypocrisy. So they say they were liberal. They were about liberalism, if you will, which is pretty much everybody's equal. We all can. We're about the greater good of the so-called human race and all that. The people that's claiming that was said to no longer will no longer be seen to truly be that, because it say by their works you shall know them, and that's what this going on to say. Verse 6.
Isaiah chapter 32, verse 6.
Yep.
For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy.
That means you say something, but you don't back it up. You see that? Go ahead, man. That's why dude's hanging from the Trump Tower, because he's like I have rights, and you know what I'm saying. And
that's the whole reason I came over here, pretty much.
Asia, see.
Mm-hmm. He said he wanted to talk to the president directly.
He said he want to talk to the president.
This sound like the
Make America Great Again.
You sound like the Edomites that be rocking with the Black Lives Matter movement. Because they said once this shit actually get hyped up, they ain't gonna be Black Lives Matter. They gonna be trying to get what they need.
Exactly. That's exactly what this is saying. That's right. You got it.
It says, and to utter error against the Lord Yahweh.
You see, they're gonna try to. When Trump was holding the Bible, you know what I'm saying? That's error, man. That's error for you to hold that.
That New Standard Revised.
We were telling Jake on the highways and hey, God hates the. Oh, he's sweating and shit, you know what I'm saying? He going home sweating. He's spinning in circles. He can't believe God hates, and then he can't believe that the so-called white man wasn't actually the entire time this color.
Hey, look, he go like he go, what?
Yeah, right. He said, no one's white. No one's white. How did this happen? But that's Jigsaw. Look, Jigsaw got you, man. He wasn't fair the whole time, man. You was giving it to the hands of somebody you was gonna in the want of nakedness, in your nakedness, man. When you ain't know nothing, when you have any clothes, man. Our people was giving it to him in that condition, man. You see what I'm saying? And that wasn't fair to begin with. We both so-called of mankind. This was never fair to begin with. But it wasn't fair for him either, because naturally we were better than him. You see? So that's why we end up, when they finally taught us how to speak, to make sense on this side of the world, right? The Western Hemisphere, what's the first thing Jake did? Take off. You see? We built so-called Black Wall Street, Jake Wall Street. What they do, they bombed it, man. Did we have bombs? No, because it was never fair. Why? Because it was always set up to be unfair. Esau was given the blessing of the sword. You weren't. So how can you expect for the devil to be fair going forward? You're going to have a machete, and he coming with tanks. You see what I'm saying? Forget the assault rifles, because Jake got those too. You see what I'm saying? Look, Jake found out a way to get an Uzi. He come with a drone. You know what I'm saying? Little Rondo number 9 had a Uzi on his shoulder, man.
Rocket launcher.
Can we get the picture on that? Rondo number 9 bazooka. You know what I'm saying? This is Jake, man. Chicago. So yeah, Jake, you get your hand on these things, but you will always be disadvantaged. You see? Let Satan also get an advantage of us. So we don't try to play that game. You could, put it up there for him. Yeah, you can hold it straight. It don't even matter. We ain't just making this up. You see? He was arrested. That's a bazooka on a Jake's shoulder, man. A rocket launcher. So you come with that, guess what? Esau come with a drone. You see what I'm saying? You get a drone, Esau come with a plasma gun, man. A gun that's supposedly said to be able to shoot through angels. They have these things, man. It's a book called, I think it's called Space War. The elders brought out like the 90s, man. See an elder that fell out though. You know what I'm saying? But this is all real, man. So from this point on, don't expect in the race war, when the race wars start, don't expect for it to be fair, man. Don't expect for any news to be fair anymore. Because the devil's job is to get an advantage of you. As it said, man. Bro's got anything else? I think did you finish that? You know?
Kind of got this. Psalm 94.
I guess I got a little more on this.
Go ahead.
Con, it says,
yeah, Con. 20. And what was the other one?
Isaiah 10.
Isaiah chapter 32, verse 6. It says, for the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy.
Yep, we're going to close out.
And to utter error against the Lord Yahweh.
Yep.
To make empty the soul of the hungry.
You see, he's going to make empty the soul of the hungry. Go ahead.
And he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. This
is the drink. You see, this that same thirstiness we was talking about earlier. What quenched it? This. It's really going into him taking this away. That's what that's really going into. You see what I'm saying? That's what that's going into. Because this is our advantage. So he take away the advantage. Because we telling him, look, you about to do this. You about to round people up. You about to do the shutdown. We was talking about the shutdown before it was declared. You see what I'm saying? And it was declared, man. Because we got the drop, man. You see? So we can't expect for the devil to be fair. That's why the Lord had to give us the drop. Because it's already unfair. But if we already know what he going to do, that's how we get the advantage. You see what I'm saying? Let me get that again. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. You know, we done brought that out like 4 times. You know?
Go
ahead.
2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
One more time on that. Go ahead.
Lest Satan should get an advantage of us.
On who?
Of us.
Of who?
Of us.
You see, of us, because he got the advantage of everybody else. You see that? Go ahead.
For we are not ignorant of his devices.
You see that? They are. That's how he gets the advantage of them. You see that? But see, the Lord put us on game of his devices. His propaganda, his gradualism, the sensitization, the sensitizing people. You know? His chemtrails, his GMOs. You see what I'm saying? GMOs is in the scriptures, man. By the Spirit, let me get Isaiah 53, because this was talking about, man. Go ahead, bring it up. Jeremiah, let me get Isaiah 53 and 1.
Peter, or
what you got?
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33. Be not deceived.
Where you at?
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33.
Go ahead.
Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
You see? So, well, that's going into something else, but you got corrupt communication, man. You know? That's found in the so-called white man. That's definitely one of his traits. You know what I'm saying? That corrupt communication. You have to go into the meaning of that, the corrupt. You know? But keep going. If you go ahead and finish. Yep, that's it. 51 and 55 and start at 1.
That was that on this.
Okay, GMOs is in the scriptures. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 1. Oh, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that hath no money.
Matter of fact, jump to 2.
Isaiah 55 and 2. Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread?
You buying food and it ain't even really bread. It's fake food. GMO. You see that? Go ahead. Genetically modified organism. Go ahead.
And your labor for that which is satisfieth not. Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good,
See that?
and let your soul delight itself in fatness.
You see? So we got the spiritual, because this puts you back on how to eat properly, and it not only does that, you can eat of this spiritually. You can't spiritually eat a oatmeal pie or a zebra cake. You see what I'm saying? Or some flaming hot Cheetos. That's all them GMOs. You know what I'm saying? That's not real food. There's nothing real about that. All the food that you actually were created to eat is life in itself. You see what I'm saying? Plants. That's life. Don't the scripture say iron sharpeneth iron? You see? So you can't expect from this. You can't expect from this point on for the devil to be fair with you, for him not to taint your food, for him not to try to take away your scriptures, for him not to make apps, biblical Bible apps that were available once a time before, forever available. You see that? You can't expect that, because that's your spiritual health. Matter of fact, let me get that. 1 Timothy 4 and 12. Matter of fact, 4 and 8. 1 Timothy 4 and 8. Spiritual health. Go ahead.
1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 8. For bodily exercise.
For what? For what?
For bodily exercise.
For bodily exercise. Go ahead.
Profiteth little.
See, go ahead.
But godliness.
But godliness. See, the spiritual exercise. Go ahead.
Is profitable unto all things.
See? Because when you spiritually exercise, you'll know how to physically be exercised. You see what I'm saying? So you can't make this up. Now, you got it, brother.
Do you want to finish that?
Finish what? Yeah, go ahead and finish it.
Kind says,
Like
having promise of the life that now is, and of that which is to come.
So you'll be able to find your way out of that room, because this spiritual exercise, it puts us in shape. It puts us in shape. You see, you out of shape. You're not in good shape right now, believing on the so-called white man, thinking he gonna be fair, thinking the devil gonna be fair. If you really believe that before that, you're not in good shape. So we gotta get to it. You see what I'm saying? After doing these spiritual exercises, going over these scriptures, now you will be in shape. You see, to come out on top of the life and keep the life that now is and the life that's to come. And that's the immortal one, you know. But he wants to stop you from getting that. You know, you can't expect him to tell you the Israelite and you the best and you above all people. Why we ain't never heard that? Why ain't never heard the curses? It wasn't fair to begin with. You picking up the Bible was never fair to begin with, because nobody ever told you it was only for the Israelites. You see? Because the white man said, so-called white man set that up, the devil. You got it.
Psalm 94.
Isaiah 10 and
10 and 1.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievous which they have prescribed.
Grievousness.
Come on. Keep on going.
Which they have prescribed. What's those decrees? Certain mandates. You can't go into a restaurant anymore. I seen some crazy stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? They got new
Igloos.
Not even that. They got new as far as today, what's some things called, like demands? What is it?
Right.
Guideline, coronavirus limits, and whatever they word it.
Oh, they're like their guidelines.
Yeah, certain things you can't do. It got new stuff that they didn't even say the first time.
They like plaster all against the doors with like all these papers that say what you can and can't do.
Yeah, and it's just new things that they decreed now. That's what that is. That's a decree.
They also added new states onto that list of places that you gotta quarantine when you come back from.
Exactly.
They have certain counties that have higher restrictions than other counties because of the rate of the coronavirus in certain counties. I just seen that on the news today too.
That's right. You got it. Because this line perfectly up what the brother just said. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
Go ahead.
And that write grievousness.
That's grievous. You gonna add more states to the list? You ain't gonna be able to travel anywhere. That's bringing forth that prophecy. Can I get that? 2 Ezra 15 and 16. You see what I'm saying? Watch this. Because the more states you add, how many?
Yeah, room getting smaller.
Yeah, the room getting smaller for you to travel. Go ahead.
2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 16.
17.
Con. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Due to decrees. You see that? It's all lined up, man. You see? Go ahead.
Con. And that right grievous which they have prescribed. Grievousness, a lot. Which they have prescribed. To turn aside the needy from judgment. And to take away the right from the poor of my people.
You try to do the right thing. What's judgment? To go out and read these scriptures to people and tell them if they don't get right, they're going to take that away. They're going to make it unlawful for you to be, you can't go out and form Bible circles no more. That's probably coming. That brings forth Amos 8 and 11. You see what I'm saying?
I just had that up too.
You know? Go ahead.
That widows may be their prey.
So you can't expect for the devil to play fair. He gonna make it easy for you to keep doing the work. You know what I'm saying? No, because y'all gotta get this word out. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. Go ahead. That ain't his intentions.
And that they may rob the fatherless. And what will you do? Will ye do in the day of visitation?
That's cool. Now jump to 94 and 20 Psalms.
This is Psalm chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth the mischief by law?
Which frameth mischief by law, man. You know what I'm saying? Can we get that word mischief real quick, brother? Brother, you can post the word mischief. Mischief. You know, they frame mischief by law. And we can get framed. You know what I'm saying? You got it? Go ahead. Come on, baby, little.
Mischief.
There we go.
It says playful misbehavior or troublemaking.
Look, playful. See, that's a game. You see that?
Come on.
Jigsaw. Ooh, the spirit, man.
And especially in children.
Ooh, Jacob and Esau. Go ahead.
Playfulness that is intended to tease, mock, or create trouble.
Look, Black Jesus. You see what I'm saying? They make you hate it. You see what I'm saying? The thought of Yahushua, so-called Jesus, being who he actually is. They make him hate it by coming off like that.
They made a whole TV show on Black Jesus.
Yep. Playful.
Putting a stigma on it, basically, to make you think this is what you would get if he was black. Which is why you shouldn't think that's what he is.
What's that word again?
With mischief?
Mischief. Is that all being mischief? Exactly.
It says harm or trouble caused by someone or something.
And it's actually harm. You see? Caused. They intentionally doing that, man. You got it one more time, brother.
This is Psalm chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
That's this kingdom. You know what I'm saying? That throne. You know? But it's that's pretty much it, man. You can't expect for the devil to play fair from this point, man. He's not. That's just not how he built. Matter of fact,
still got 1 Peter chapter 5 and 8.
go ahead.
This 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
You see? There's no fair game in that. Keep going, there's more on that.
Whom resist steadfast.
That's what he's looking for. Whom resist steadfast what? Go ahead.
In the faith.
In the faith. You see, what's the faith? The words of Yahweh Shemiah Shah. You see? Go ahead.
Knowing that the same afflictions,
the doctrine and teaching, go ahead,
are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world.
Because they steadfast resist the truth. So when you fall out, you in that sorrow. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't in this truth, you in that sorrow, man. And if you definitely ain't immersed in this truth, these words, while being in the truth, you in the sorrow, man. You at the mercy and will of Esau, Jigsaw. I got a quick one real quick. Let me get back in that Psalms 94, 7, the 7th verse.
Come.
Let me see, start at. Start at 3.
Come.
Mm-hmm.
This is Psalms chapter 94, verse 3.
We'll end on this.
Lord, how long shall the wicked triumph?
See, Lord, Yahweh, how long shall the wicked what?
How long shall the wicked triumph?
Triumph. Can we get that word triumph real quick? How long shall the wicked triumph? So it's not fair. Who is the wicked? The devil.
A great victory or achievement.
A great victory.
The professional entry of a victorious general into ancient Rome.
Let's get let's listen to these synonyms. Go ahead.
Victory, win, conquest,
Conquest, conquer. You see that?
success, achievement,
Ascendancy,
mastery,
mastery. You see that? So they like a dynasty. You see what I'm saying? It's not even fair. They like a video game team or player that has a 99 overall rating. The devil. But guess what? When you get this truth, that puts you in shape to be the first 100 overall rating. You see what I'm saying? And if you remember games, one increment on your speed bar makes a big difference. You know what I'm saying? Versus if you didn't have it. That changes everything, really. You know? You had something else?
I was gonna say it says achieve a victory, be successful.
So that's it. Because the whole point we just talking about the fairness, the advantage. Go ahead.
Come.
Mm-hmm.
Psalms chapter 94, verse 4. How long shall they utter and speak hard things?
We should have took it for 3.
Come. Psalms chapter 94, verse 3. Lord, Yahweh, how long shall the wicked triumph?
Mm-hmm.
How long shall they utter and speak hard
He
things?
basically saying, how long would it be unfair? So it's already said it was going to be unfair. The devil's going to be unfair. Expect going forward it not to be any fair, any fair. You know, don't expect for them not to create more of an advantage for themselves, which they're doing. You see, they want they finna shut everything back down to where people not functioning and moving around. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly sleep all day, because I seen an article earlier that was saying how to stay in good mental health. And they had an old so-called white woman looking out the window like she was just, these people can't, that's how you know people retarded, man. They have no sense.
Mm-hmm.
You can't function because you got to stay home and do something with yourself. Face yourself. We here getting ready, man. We supposed to be getting suited and booted because it ain't about to be fair. You got to put on a spiritual bullet vest, man. A spiritual helmet. The scriptures tell you that. Let me get Ephesians 5 real quick. You got to put on the whole armor of God. Ephesians 5 and 22. That might be the fruit of the Spirit scripture, though. Let me see. No, that ain't that. Let me see. 4. Chapter 4. Let's see.
4 and 22.
No, that ain't it. Damn. Matter of fact, it's in Ephesians. Try the first chapter. Let me see. The whole armor of God.
I think it's 2.
It's 6. 6 and 7. 6 and start with 13. Matter of fact, 11. 6 and 11. Matter of fact, start at 10.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10.
Yeah.
Finally, my brethren,
Mm-hmm.
be strong in the Lord.
Did you finish that? At 94?
I was looking on that.
And in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of
Hold that. Of the who?
the wiles of the devil.
Of the who?
Of the devil.
You see that? Go ahead.
That 4.
Yep.
Psalm chapter 94, verse 4.
Go ahead. We ready to close out. Yep.
How long, how long shall they utter and speak hard things? And all the workers of iniquity boast themselves.
You see, because when you winning so hard, like you got the advantage, you get proud. You boast yourself. You see? Go ahead.
They break in pieces thy people.
Because they beating Jake down. You know? Go ahead.
O Lord Yahweh,
Mm-hmm.
and afflict thine heritage.
And afflict thine heritage. The Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Blacks, Negroes. Go ahead.
They slay the widow and the stranger,
They slay the widow and the stranger. We just read that in Isaiah 10. Go ahead.
and murder the fatherless.
And murder the fatherless, man. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yet they say, the Lord Yahweh shall not see, neither shall the Most High power of Jacob regard it.
The power of Jacob. You see? The God of Jacob. You see? He's not going to what?
The power of Jacob regard it.
He's not going to care. Because they know they got the advantage. We've disadvantaged by being taken from our power. Perfect time to get them back with the times we coming into, because he's power. He's power, man. Go ahead. You start back from 17, 11. Matter back 10. Mm-hmm. Ephesians 6 and 10.
This is Ephesians chapter 6 verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord.
Be strong in who?
In the Lord.
Power. You see?
For in the power.
In the what?
In the power.
For in the power. Because that's why he said be strong in the Lord. Because that's power. You see? You playing with power. You see? You benching power. You benching a powerful, you know what I'm saying? You're benching power when you read these scriptures, when you go into it, man. Your spirit is building that up. I was just talking about that earlier, about the spirit. When you go into the scriptures, it's like bench pressing, man. And we just did that. We just hit that scripture with the 1 Timothy 4 and 8. Physical bodily exercise is profited little. Not saying don't exercise, but godliness is profitable to all. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says, and in the power of his might.
In the power, you see? Because we've been disadvantaged, and they know that. They know they got the advantage. They know it's unfair. They want to keep it like that, the double. Go ahead.
Put on the whole armor of the Most High.
You see? Put on the whole armor of the Most High. Go ahead. See, even if Jigsaw captured you, you got the armor on, so he can't put a helmet on top of the armor. You see what I'm saying? He's like, what the? He can't even do nothing. You see? Go ahead.
It says that he may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Of the who?
Of the devil.
See? The wiles. Can we get that word wiles?
Go into that. It's a lot.
Go ahead. It's good. You stay where you were, brother.
Correct.
That you got it.
It says, for we wrestle not against the flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the
against powers. So you need iron sharpeneth iron. So you need power to go against power. You see that? You got it? Why?
Right.
Nah, it's just no H.
WILES.
Go ahead.
Me?
Go ahead, brother.
While.
So wiles, devious or cunning stratagems employed in manipulating or persuading someone to do what one wants.
Disadvantage yourself. You know what? God isn't coming back. You're right. You're right, Jake. Put the Bible down. You know what I'm saying? Come pick up this basketball.
Take this bullet.
Don't listen to those prophets. Yo, LeBron finna win his 4th ring.
You said that's that do as thou wilt.
This is stratagem.
Stratagem.
Stratagem, a plan or scheme, especially one used to outwit an opponent or achieve an end.
Or do what?
Or achieve an end.
You see, he wants the advantage. Don't expect from this point on for him not to. Look, why do you think they would pass the gun laws to take guns from everybody?
They can't protect themselves.
He can come just shred Jake up. Go ahead.
Skill
And the rest of you heathens. Go ahead.
Skill in devising plans or schemes. Cunning.
You know, but that's a stratagem simply is a plan or a scheme. You know what I'm saying? To achieve an end, man. You know what I'm saying? To use to outwit an opponent. So it's a game. See that?
Mm-hmm.
You got it. Go ahead and close up.
Prime says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
The rulers of it. Not just the guy you know next door that go get Ouija boards. No. The elites. You see what I'm saying? They real dark, you know?
Against spiritual wickedness.
Buddy, next door is sunset dark.
In high places.
In what places?
In high places.
In high places. You see, elite. Go ahead.
Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High.
Come on.
That ye may be able to withstand in the evil day.
In the evil day. Go ahead.
And having done all to stand.
And having done all to stand. Go ahead.
Stand therefore having your loins girded with truth.
With truth. Go ahead.
And having on.
Go ahead.
The breastplate of righteousness.
Come on.
And your feet started with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
Come on.
Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all. Ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
Keep going.
And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit.
You see? Go ahead.
Which is the word.
He say this. You cut through it. He like, nah, that's bull. Because he say the scripture say this. So y'all can't even do that. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna close out. Give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Wahak, Wadash, Wakah. Alright? Don't expect for it to be easy and for the devil not to, take advantage of you, you know what I'm saying, or give you advantage from this point on, man. It's the fiery darts is coming. It's gonna come through in the ways of certain news media outlets, certain things they put out. They might target you. They did the Google data to where they letting out goddamn warrants for people. The police can request a warrant on you off some Google data of yours. So that's an advantage right there, man. Off your searches. You see? So the Lord has told you that's what they've been set up to do. So now it's our advantage to stay ahead of them on that. So Lord willing, it's been edifying. Shalom. Tried to teach on it too, but it's all good.
You said what?